Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope you are fine and in the best of your health and spirits. Dear students, today we are going to do the summary of the lesson, The Blanket, and this story has been written by Floyd Dell. As the title tells or determines that story is interesting or not, so the very title of the story, The Blanket, is very significant or important. There is a family of three people who are living together. The three people and three generations are living together, and this family comes too close to falling apart because of the argument over the blanket. So, the title is very important or significant as the whole story revolves around the title. But there is a conflict between the grandfather and father. So, as I have told you, this is the story of three people who are living together as a family. There is a young boy named Peter who lives with his father and grandfather. Peter is an 11-year-old, very caring, very sensitive, and very loving boy. He has great love for his grandfather and he is quite attached with his grandfather. One evening, Peter and his grandfather were sitting outside under the moon and they were talking about the blanket. It is the blanket which Peter's father has given to his father as a going away gift. It is called a going away gift because grandfather was being sent to an old home where he is going to spend his whole life, and this blanket is called a going away gift. Peter is going to marry a young girl who doesn't want to live in a house with a granddad. That is why she is sending the grandfather away. Peter at the very beginning does not know much about his father, that he is sending the granddad to a government place to live there. And as I have told you, Peter is very close to his granddad and he doesn't want his granddad to go anywhere. Peter basically doesn't believe his grandfather would leave until the moment when he saw that going away gift. Grandfather tells Peter that going away was his idea and he doesn't want to live in a house where babies will be crying and he doesn't want to complain about his back aches as well. As they were talking about the blanket, they heard Peter's fathers and the young girl, they were approaching. They were coming to the ground, they were coming to the garden where Peter and Granddad were sitting and talking over the blanket. The young girl comes and says farewell to the grandfather because she has an idea that the granddad is going. Grandfather shows her the blanket in a very thankful way, but the girl criticizes the gift, saying that the granddad doesn't need this inexpensive double blanket. Peter's father gets a little angry and he says that he only wanted to give his father the best gift. Peter feels annoyed and fetches scissors and asks his father to cut the blanket in two so he could save one piece for his father when he grows old and leaves the house. As I have told you in the very beginning, Peter doesn't know much about his father, that he is sending Granddad away from home. At the start of the story, Peter doesn't know much about his father, but at the end of the story, he pours his heart and helps his father realize his mistake by cutting the blanket in two pieces and providing one to his father that it would be for him when he gets old. This makes Peter's father realize his mistake and all three become emotional and they burst into tears. And the girl seems to be very selfish and arrogant, and the Peter's father tries to distance her soon to be husband from his father. Peter's father tries to explain his mistake, but grandfather says he understands that he doesn't mean it. I hope that you have understood the summary of the lesson, the blanket.